Dude, he's a queen, bro. He really is. Dude, JD Vance is my favorite gender-affirming couch fucking queen that I've ever known in my whole life. Dude, he's the cutest one, bro. I feel like buying him an IKEA love seat just so I can watch him fucking bounce up and down. Right? Dude, I'll throw it on the Amex. This is JD Vance doing his first interview since taking office. JD Vance has been kind of out of the limelight. This is kind of important because he says some shit in here about Trump overriding the Constitution that I think is problematic. I feel like we need to keep an eye on JD Vance, okay? For a number of reasons. First off, he's an extraordinarily good liar. He is. JD Vance is like a crazy, insane liar. He's super problematic. He lies and spins, and he does it in a way like he'll use language where he'll sort of reframe questions. He will avoid answering questions. He's like really smooth and deceptive with his language. And the thing that really alarms me about him is whereas Donald Trump will be so outrageous and off the hilt that you know Donald Trump is lying and he's easy to dismiss, I feel like JD Vance is much better at actually leaving the lie feeling like a truth. He tries to nice guy it, or he tries to get all like smarty pants, self-righteous. And I swear to God, this guy could have a lie detector on him and that needle ain't even moving. And yes, it's a good thing there aren't any couches in there. If there was a couch in there, dude, he'd be like, oh, sectional. Right? Dude, I mean, even his posture. Okay, look at his posture. His posture is smarmy.
It's not because we don't have good people at FEMA. It's because bureaucratic red tape and garbage prevents the rapid deployment of resources to the people who need it most.
But the states are now going to have to do this themselves?
The president is trying to encourage us to reform the way that we deliver emergency response in a way that gets resources to the people who need it.
So don't take him literally.
No,
is what you're saying.
We should take the president at his word that FEMA needs desperate reform. We can do so much better, and under Donald Trump's leadership, we will.
You see what he's doing here? It's the same thing they do with everything, where the basic repeated message is that the government, which he has inserted the word bureaucrats, is the problem. So they want to just eliminate bureaucrats, right? In his idea, get rid of FEMA, get rid of the bureaucrats. What's going to happen is a disaster is going to happen. Somebody will call Donald Trump, and Donald Trump will say, okay, I need you to pass a voting rights law that makes Republicans win, and I need you to find me a woman who'll actually fuck me because my wife won't be in the same room with me, and Jeffrey Epstein's dead, so get me some young girls for me and Matt Gaetz and JD. And then I'll give you disaster aid. That's what they want. They want no FEMA, no agency. They want all of the power of that shit to be in Donald Trump's hands or one of his cronies' hands. Their idea is, all of the government is fucked up, so we just want to make it so Donald Trump can make the call. That's what they want.
The American people should expect more of their government. When there's a terrible disaster, they should expect food, medicine, and water to get to the people who need it. When there's a terrible fire in California, the fire hydrants ought to actually turn on. I am sick of the American people.
The fire hydrants did turn on, and they were just overloaded. But again, there he is, though. He's leaving that noodle of the right-wing lie, acting as though that fire raging in 100-mile-per-hour winds after climate change that's killing all over the country. It's killing up here in Oregon. Our trees lose their leaves at different times. But what JD Vance does is instead of him telling any sort of truth, he's implying that, if the government had been out of the picture and there had been more water in the hydrants, they would have been able to defeat the 100-mile-per-hour winds. But, come on, bro. And his fucking administration doesn't even believe in climate change. Their solution to the California fires is to frack more and to offshore drill more. They want to beat the earth up and burn the earth more. and they think it's going to lead to less fires. Like, come on, man.
There are 5 legal challenges already to one of the other immigration actions, the order on birthright citizenship. A federal judge appointed by Ronald Reagan, I think you'd agree, has some conservative credentials, paused the order to end birthright citizenship, calling it blatantly unconstitutional. How do you reconcile this challenge to the 14th Amendment to the Constitution?
So I obviously disagree with that judge, and these things, some of them will be litigated. That's the nature of our constitutional system. But here's the basic idea of President Trump's view on this. If you are a lawful permanent resident or a legal immigrant who plans to stay, your children, of course, should become American citizens.
See, here's the problem. Here's the problem, JD, okay, you couch fucker. The problem is this, is the 14th Amendment is a ratified amendment that is the existing U.S. Constitution. So nobody gives a fuck what you and Donald Trump and Stephen Miller, Goebbels, or Peter Thiel, or any of your fucking hacks, Elon Musk, nobody gives a shit what you people think about who should or shouldn't be a citizen. The 14th Amendment, as ratified, says everyone born on the soil here is a citizen, period. Okay, so your executive order, we don't fucking care. You can draft a fucking amendment and you can run it to the states like everybody else is. You may not like the 14th Amendment. We know you guys don't like the 13th Amendment. You want slavery back. You want segregation back. We know you don't like the 19th Amendment. We know you don't like a lot of these amendments. The only one you really like is the Second Amendment, and you like a version of the First Amendment that's really all about you, never about anybody else. But, like, we know you don't like amendments, but the 14th Amendment just says, yeah, if an undocumented person comes here and has a baby here, that kid's a citizen. Sorry, you know, take it up with the founding fathers. Go exhume, whatever. You know, dig them up and, oh, why'd you make this amendment? Where's my neck?
Temporary residents, people who come in here, whether legally or illegally, and don't plan to stay, their children should become American citizens. I don't know any country that does that or why we would be different.
Well, this is a country founded by immigrants.
Well, this is a country founded by...
country.
This is a very unique country, and it was founded by some immigrants and some settlers, but just because...
Dude, settlers are immigrants. They're nuts. Unless those settlers are Native Americans, you see the liberty this motherfucker wants to take with the language.
We were founded by immigrants doesn't mean that 240 years later that we have to have the dumbest immigration policy in the world.
Well, actually it does, okay? Because we have this thing called the Constitution that 240 years later, we're still using it. So, like, you know, you don't get to change it just because you don't like the rules. He's trying to reframe the question. And now all of a sudden he's down on the U.S. Constitution. They're like, oh, 240 years later, that doesn't make any sense. It's like, no shit. 240 years later, we should be banning assault rifles. They didn't have AK-47s when they were packing a musket there, homie. But you guys want to sniff it on the gun laws, right? You, Trumpy! Right? Come on, bro.
It was founded by some immigrants and some settlers, but just because we were founded by immigrants doesn't mean that 240 years later that we have to have the dumbest immigration policy in the world. No country says that temporary visitors, their children, will be given complete access to the benefits and blessings of American citizenship.
Well, JD, to be fair, there's no developed country that doesn't have nationalized health care either. So, like, why now the citizenship thing, you're like, oh, look at what the other countries are doing. Well, okay, well, give us health care, and we'll talk about the citizenship thing. Oh, we can't do health care. We're settlers. Did you notice how he pronounced it? Settlers? Dude, he's a queen, bro. He really is. Dude, JD Vance is my favorite gender-affirming couch fucking queen that I've ever known in my whole life, dude. He's the cutest one, bro. I feel like buying him an IKEA love seat just so I can watch him fucking bounce up and down. Right? Dude, I'll throw it on the Amex, right? I'll throw out the Amex just to see him bounce up and down on a fucking, what is the IKEA? Dude, a Cramfer, right? The IKEA Cramfer. Here we go, dude. Ready? There it is, bro. The 𝗙𝗃𝗪, dude. There it is, boss. Look at that. The 𝗃𝗪 sofa. We'll get him a nice green one. No, we won't get him a black one because he doesn't like black people. Right? Let's see if they got a white one. There you go. There you go, JD. There's a nice white 𝗃𝗪 for you, bro. You can bounce up and down on it. I'll charge it right now. Dude, I will Google Pay this shit. Oh, JD. Let's go. Oh, shit.
If you're here permanently and lawfully, your kid becomes an American citizen. If you're not here permanently, if you're not subject to the jurisdiction of the United States and don't plan to be, why would we make those people's children American citizens permanently?
I want to ask you about refugee admissions, which were just suspended.
See, here's what I don't like, though, and this is why we're sliding towards fascism, guys, is because his answer to that of saying, why should we do it this way? She should say, well, here's the deal, bro. We have an amendment that says it is that way. And you've taken an oath to the Constitution. And that constitutional amendment was ratified by 75% of the states. So you, like, no matter what you want, the fact of the matter is you're saying this thing you took an oath to, now you just want to have the power to change it with a little executive order and Donald Trump's little jerk-off Sharpie signature. But she doesn't call him on that. And that's real fucking problematic. And this guy is so full of schmidt. Dude, it's like, what is that smell, bro? I can't tell if that's Trump's ass, JD Vance's breath, or the couch cover, bro. That is some gnarly BS. I'm going to hand Donald Trump one thing here. You ready? Is they are going to set a record for the number of executive orders, okay? That we know. We know for a fact that at the end of this administration, there will be a world record executive orders. There's going to be a little trophy of like a steaming pile of shit and Donald Trump like pointing at it happily, right? Because that is going to happen, okay? That we know. That I'll give him, okay? There's going to be like 799 executive orders or 1,475, right? It's just going to be exhausting. What is up, guys? Thank you so much for watching. You like the video, you want to support independent resistance media, you know what to do. Drop that sub, hit the like button, and please share it. And we do love our members, so if you want to become a member, it's another really great way to support. Thanks again for everything, guys. I'll see you next time. Let's go.